What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn, and I know you want to be a podcaster. You want a successful podcast. You want to give your views and opinions, but you just don't know how to do it correctly. That's why you got to hit up ShawnyScott.com. You want to be on radio, and you want to know how to build your radio career. ShawnyScott.com. She's done all of this. I've worked alongside her for years, and I will tell you the information that she can give you is on a value level that I can't even put a price on it. All you have to do is go to ShawnyScott.com. Your future, right now. That's it. Michael Shawn. Yeah.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Kelly J. And I'm straight from the D. Ain't nobody in my section going harder than me. Ain't no waiting for the top, cause I'm steady climbing the tree. Pleasant Grove to Oak Cliff, yeah, you know where we be. This is my show, and I got it under control. Podcast to interviews, yeah, we doing it all. Got the tea for whoever, ain't no Lipton involved. So when you got it poppin', girl, you know who to call. I'm the realest of the real, I'm just stating the facts. I got it out the mud, and I put the team on the back. Try to tell me I could never, so I did it and laughed. You know it's my turn, yeah. Kelly J on the map, y'all. What up, y'all? What I told y'all? Didn't I tell y'all the last time your girl Kelly J was gonna come back, she was gonna come back harder? What do y'all know? I'm on Media Room 360. Shout out to you, Shawnee Scott, for this amazing opportunity. Definitely am very proud for this. But y'all, today we're gonna have some topics of discussion on child support. I'm excited to have a good friend who I've met along the way, Jay Blake, to come on and share his experience. Now, y'all, I'm going to give some disclosures before we even get started. One thing I know about your girl, Kelly J, is I love a good vibe. We're going to be respectful of everyone's thoughts. We're going to respect this man who has gone through being in the system and his experience. Just like I have respected every woman that's been on my platform, I expect y'all to respect this man as well. So, without further ado, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and have my friend. He is my friend, whether you know it or not. In my head, we best friends. But my friend, my brother, Jay Black. What up, Jay Black? How are you?
Hey. What up, Kelly J? We are friends. I look at it as we are friends. Yes, we are. We good. But yeah, I appreciate that intro. I appreciate that. That was dope. So yeah, we here. I'm here. I'm here to answer any questions, and I'm here to be transparent for my personal experiences. So I'm rocking with you this evening.
All right. Well, I'm very thankful for you to come on, and I definitely wanted you to come on because I get a chance to be around a lot of men.
Okay.
And I hear their side. Like, I hear it loud and clear. It's obvious what y'all go through. But I don't think a lot of women fully understand it, fully know, or even willing to take their mind out of the box to understand it from a different perspective. Like, turn the box around because there's four corners, and you still got another side you got to look at. So when I asked you, it was because I wanted a man to come on and say, hey, this is what I've experienced. This is who I am. Respect it. Hopefully this does bring some light to women as well who have done a lot of messed up things within the child support system.
Uh-oh, that happens? What?
Listen, I'm going to be real with you. I am that one to say, yes, women, you do have women, because y'all talked on it on TOL this morning, on Michael Shawn and Takeover Legends. Y'all talked on it this morning. Definitely. You have women who will take that money, and you'll see the kids with some of the worst clothing ever. And then they have their hair done, their nails done. They got the newest shoes out. And I'm talking about the mother, not the children, the mother. And this is me. And I'm a woman saying this, and I can say I've seen it in my own eyes. So I do know that you do have women out there who don't take that money and use it for the good. But I do know that there are women who do go out and work their asses off to make sure that their kids still have, in spite of whether they're getting a child support check or not. So I get a chance to see it from both sides. And I'm having you on so that you can share your experience and so that other people can see it. Y'all feel free to comment anytime. Welcome, Tam Tam. I saw you came in the room. Thank you for supporting.
What
Welcome,
up, Kat?
Kathy. Oh, we got Kathy over here. Hey, Kathy girl. This is gonna be real good, Kathy over here.
Kathy shares her thoughts. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Comments are welcome. Yeah,
Yes.
hopefully I don't offend anyone. Just sharing my views, my personal thoughts from my personal experiences. Hopefully, like you said, is a learning exercise. But I do realize every female, every male, the custodial parent, they all are different. Some cases are pleasant and easy going, and there's others that, you get drugged through the mud, you get taken. It's all about the mighty dollar as much as they can get, and it ain't necessarily for the kids. So,
Right.
there's other aspects, and
Right.
I'm okay with sharing my thoughts on it and my views related to my experiences from bank accounts getting frozen to wages getting garnished to life is great and money is flowing in and the kids are happy. And I've been through several aspects of the system, modification, changes to all that good stuff. So wherever you want to go first, whatever you want to ask, I'm all ears.
All righty. Well, I guess let's just start with what was let's I'm gonna ask the most hardest question I think a lot of women don't never ask a man. What was the hardest part going through the system from her filing it all the way up until you knew exactly how much you were gonna pay? Let's just start with the beginning.
The hardest part, honestly, it was probably the fact that I was in the system. As a man, because you have a lot of good guys that are willing to do their part. They work, they're going to always work, they're going to pay their what they need to pay. And then there's others, I get it, that they're going to avoid it. For me, the hardest part was, why are we even in the system? We had an agreement from the time we broke up. It was an agreement of, okay, what are you going to need to survive, and let's add a little bit more on. We had that number agreed, even went to the notary, got it notarized, signed. I'm thinking I'm good.
Mhm.
Come to find out, that don't help. When you go to court, you're overruled. A notary letter means nothing that you two agree upon. So when you go to court, they look at what the numbers say. But for me, that was the hardest part. We had this agreement. We knew the relationship was over. This is what we're going to pay. You acknowledge that this is what we need, and boom. But yet I'm sitting here in front of a magistrate going to see a judge,
Mhm.
wasting money on lawyers. But
Oh,
go
so
ahead. But
we already done talked though.
yeah. So, but
So let me
yeah,
ask you, what brought her to the decision of putting you on child support? If
the
y'all,
fact.
I don't understand if y'all were already talking on it.
Mhm.
Y'all went and got it notarized. That's said and done. What more needs to be done at that point?
So what do you think? For me, my thoughts. I
Wait,
mean,
you want me to tell you what I thought? What I
yeah,
think?
I'm about to say, because it's like an obvious answer in my opinion. But go ahead. What do you think the reason is?
I'm gonna just say you moved on.
I moved on, and it's the new chick at the house, replacing, where you used to be. So now it's, what you doing? You gonna buy what for this girl? So of course, so now, we going to court, and then it's about that mighty dollar at that point.
And I don't never understand why women do that. Leslie, that's because we really don't trust what y'all say. Because as soon as you get mad at us, the money stops. Well, in this situation,
Give me that chance, though. I see what Kathy said, but
yeah,
give me that opportunity
yeah,
to be able to let me screw up, because
yeah,
I'm a man of my word. I'm big on, as a man. No, the kids need. I know they need what they need. So I'm not going to just flee them no. That's not my mindset. So if I screwed up, I get it. I need to be in the court system, but
right.
I didn't, and I wasn't planning on.
How
So
you
it's all
did
because of
fall
moved
in
on.
love with a woman and move forward with life. That's all you did.
Yeah,
Is what it
Tam
sounds like.
said, "Did you ever want full custody?"
Yeah,
What
did
did you
you
say?
did you ever want sole custody after the agreement was not honored?
of course, I tried to go that route, but I knew I couldn't handle taking care of 2 kids and working and running them streets, So I knew ultimately, but I did go that route. But that's when I found out that child support and custody was two different things. Like just because the child support and custody, and then you got to prove and you got to have a certain amount of time with them. So I did. That was the next phase. I went down that road of all right. Well, the judge said was let's start with these weekends and and go by this schedule, and then from there we'll move on. So but in going through that process, I realized the funds that you need when they're with you and spending money on them is being taken and given away that I can't entertain and do the things that I want to do with them financially because the money is going there. So it's like, wait, I can't do this and we can't run. I can't afford it all and keep with the bills and everything I got going on. So I was stuck in that pickle of that window. Real talk.
And he said running them streets.
I did. Well, you mean because you hustle when you work. You trying to get those multiple streams. Yeah.
Yes. Let's see. Monique, did you only give the money or did you also give your time?
Yes, I did both. But it goes back to with the time you need money. So when you're eating up half your money or whatever that was back then, I remember it was a nice chunk every paycheck. The extra funds, it may not be as there. So when you say spending your time, yeah, to a certain degree for things that didn't necessarily cost to entertain as much. But no, were we flying out of town doing big things? No, I wasn't that level. But hey, if we can go to the park, a little Dave and Buster's in PA. I think Dave and Buster's everywhere. You hit a little fun spot like that. Yeah, a little stuff here and there. Yeah, that was cool. But nothing on the big scale like you may have wanted to do or I wanted to do.
Do y'all have any questions? Hey, y'all, look, I got Instagram. Jake, on Instagram.
It was sexy mode. There's statement because that's sexy mode, by the way. The Monique Wakefield.
Oh,
yeah, Mo got some. So it says, are there state minimum? Yeah, so there are state minimum guidelines. So basically, they just crunching the numbers. You putting your income in, you putting my income in, and then they coming up with a number. Now, although that I know that we agreed that you didn't need that, you agreed on like 500, and and they're giving you 1,600, which is 3 times the amount. And you like, no, I'm taking that. I want that. So now it's bitterness. Now I'm scarred. Because I know you don't need that. You know you don't need that. But yet you taking away from me because you feel like you're going to hurt the relationship. Ultimately, that was my thought. So that I wouldn't be with who I'm with. And, you wanted to affect that. Because if I was with you, it wouldn't have been that. So, like it was ulterior motives. And I just want some females that, have that mentality that they need to shake that.
Yeah.
Change that, absolutely.
Just respectfully, what women got to understand when they do that, you ain't hurting him, you hurting your child. Like you still are in your relationship, you're married, y'all have kids. It didn't stop you because of what she was doing. You still move forward. And you got to know once the relationship is over, like I hate you went through that. Let me just say that. That was crazy. Les asked, I need to modify my arrangements. How do I apply?
Now, the modification can go both ways.
Court system.
Go for it.
Yeah, your local court system. They can help you.
Yeah, you just go down there and you request a modification. So if there's a change in your income and you're making a lot less, you absolutely need to get that modification. And if she's making more, it could be drastically shifted. I'm assuming that, that he has, I don't know who has the custody or not. It's always perceived as the woman has the kids and the guy doesn't. So yeah, but whoever the non-custodial one is, yeah, absolutely. If you're kicking out bread and you can't afford that and you had a change, yeah, absolutely. You want to go ahead and get that modification. I've been through modification several times. And every time I had a side hustle with my business, she tried to get it modified. So, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
It goes
you
both
grow,
ways.
I grow.
Yes, you grow, I grow. Yes.
So Tim says, so would you prefer an agreement or putting yourself on child support because you didn't want sole responsibility because you was running them streets?
It wasn't just running the streets. It was more so of working. So, I was doing, and I was in radio. So there's multiple ways to make income and hustle. So it ain't just running the streets, but if you can consider me hosting a club, 2 nights a week, some people can look at, oh, you just in the clubs, you drinking alcohol and you just having fun. But reality is that's work. So when the answer to her question is no, I prefer the agreement that we had. We agreed on the number. We got it notarized. It was a done deal. I made that first payment. Life was good. I was making payments. There was no issues there. So I think is some greed for some individuals that want to get ahead, because ultimately every person with the kid knows how much it truly costs for them each month. Now, are they truly going to take more just to hurt that, despite that other person, or are they going to take what they know what they need, or let me get that advantage so I can get my hair done, so that can be my fingernails budget every week. So I just want people to acknowledge the truth that happens. Although it's fine, it's not going every dollar ain't going to the kids, if we're being honest.
Right. And I told you that does happen. I know women who, take their money and hey, they gonna get their wig split and everything else where their child gets whatever, And I have seen women who take that check. One person who I had on my live last week, she spoke on how whether her child's father pays child support or not, she knows lights, rent, all that's paid for regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But if she wants to do something extra for her kids, she got to work some extra hours because he ain't putting the money out. He not paying his child support. Now, when he do pay his child support, she takes that money and she don't put it back to what she done spent. She puts it to her kids. What's something else? Because guess what? By the time he do pay child support, they all wanted something else.
And it's something next. It's always something next. Right. It's always going to be the next thing that's needed, or that random issue that popped up and they want or need. But it's always a balance of both parents, not, they want or need this, and I got to pay for the whole thing. Like, I thought we was,
go ahead. Where's your middle point?
Why did you feel... I'm sorry, Shawnee's question was,
why did you feel that she did not need that amount of money?
Why? Because we crunched the numbers. And she knew, and we added a little bit more on. When we was together, we wasn't spending this amount of money every month. So she knew. So that's the part that stung the most. And then you're getting 3 times the amount. And I still remember a facial expression when they was like, this is the number. It's like, I want that number. I'm like, but that ain't what we talked about.
Yeah.
So I was jaded and scarred from that point on. I know I'm sure there's some positive situations out there, but mine wasn't a good one. It wasn't. And then when I even told the judge, I can't afford this, judge. I'm getting them on the weekends. I'm trying to spend money on this and that, and make things. The judge told me to get rid of my car and catch the bus when I told him I had a car note. Wow. So it was no love or no compassion for me saying, hey, this is a huge chunk I'm struggling with based off this income. And the judge told me to catch the bus, get rid of your car note then. They said, you think your car is more important than the kids? I didn't say that, judge. I was just saying I'm struggling. So the judge told me to modify my life, basically, and to make them payments.
And, I will say, speaking with the court side, I've heard stories of people being incarcerated behind being on back child support, going into the court, when they got to go before the judge. And because of the fact that they're not paid up, the judge lets them know, we're going to go ahead and release you. But before you leave the courthouse, you're going to be arrested again and going back to jail because you're still behind. So even though y'all do get arrested for back child support, y'all got to go back again because while y'all was in it, you wasn't making no money. Then that now leads onto your family to pay that while y'all are incarcerated. How does that help the child? No. Is what I'm saying. No. What does that do for the child? Like, let me just say this disclosure. I don't have any kids. However, I'm a child who father paid child support, okay? My daddy paid child support, and my dad did a wonderful job. My mom did a wonderful job balancing that money and making sure. She even sat me and my brother down to tell us where the money was going. I knew where my check was going. When I moved back with my dad, guess what? The check came with me. And my daddy did what he was supposed to do. And that was take care of me and make sure I had a roof over my head. When I wanted to try for the dance club, I was able to. When I wanted to go to any event, I was able to because that money helped. So when I say I speak from experience of a good side of child support, and I was the child getting the child support, I can say I know that side, but I can also say I have seen my friends and family go through the system. It is horrible for what you have to go through. So I that's why I was like, now we're going to have this open discussion. Let it be known that not all child support cases are as blissful. And why y'all wonder why a woman is bitter or a man is bitter, these are why. When you decide to take the kid out the situation and just put you there and it's all about you, you don't realize you're hurting the man and the child. And ain't nobody winning.
None, because it does alter some of the time that you could spend with, the said kids, knowing that, all right, I'm hurting here and this happened. I need to go hustle to try to make more money to pay this and that. So you're not as easily accessible. So yes, it does affect the time that you do spend, with your some parents. It could affect that. When you brought up going to jail, I thought about. I read this short story, garnishing wages. Literally, the radio station shifted how they paid us, and it was like 2 paychecks that wasn't basically restarted. So I missed 2 payments from the direct deposit aspect. And next minute, I know I got a letter saying they're freezing my bank account unless I pay the arrears. And I said, oh, I need to pay this. So I paid, right? Unfortunately for me, it was tax time. So the IRS also took that money out. So she got it twice. And they said they can't give it back. Only way they can give it back is she gave it to me. You think I got that money?
Hell no, you ain't get it back.
I'm scarred, Kelly. I'm telling you, I'm scarred. I'm jaded.
I'll be real about it. No, you didn't get it back. At all.
Froze my bank account. They said they're going to suspend my license. And then I said, just take it out. Y'all got all my. That's what made me always keep some cash in house. By the way, that was a side note. But when you feel so violated when all your accounts are just frozen, and you're like, what are we doing here? But I'm scarred because it was about a money grab for some people, and the woman or men who's out there that's doing that, I think it's foul. I think it's crazy.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to answer Anthony D. Goodson. He says 2 questions. Is child support based on deadbeat dads and everyone has to pay for that? And how much money should the custodial parent for the child's future should they get, I guess? How much money should the custodial parent for the child's future?
That's the first question. Is child support based on on deadbeat dads? So are the good fathers or the good mothers, whoever the non-custodial, are they taking the heat? I don't understand the system, how they calculate the pay and what they deem a child to need every month. But I don't necessarily believe that it's taking up the slack for all the other deadbeats, or they may not be out there. What was the second part? Oh no, I paid. I celebrated. I remember I said this earlier this morning on the morning show. I celebrated when that last payment.
Celebrated with you.
That was a celebratory moment. I was excited. It was a countdown leading up to that. That's a big deal when you're finally off child support. Nothing to do with not paying what the kids needs, because I'm always a dad, and they always reach out, and I'm always there. But to be able to be forced to take it out of that check like that, and I'm back in control of, hey, what y'all need, and I can directly do for them. Sweet moment. Sweet moment.
So Kathy says, so did those agreed payments court count once she filed for child support, or did you have to back pay?
So did those? No, nothing. Everything starts from the time that you file. That modification date, that child support request date, that is the date from that point on. Any payments that you give directly don't count for nothing. It only counts if you put it through the system. So if she needed money additional for whatever activity after school, and I was paying half of for whatever they wanted to be and do sports, I had to literally make an extra payment to the child support system, and then they'll go ahead and filter it to her. So no, do not make direct payments. It don't count for nothing.
And did you have to pay back pay?
No, there was no back pay, because it goes by the it goes by the start date. So they already have that number calculated. So so it was part of the initial arrears initially, once it went into effect. But yeah, I paid that. I started off on a clean slate. I had no issues. It wasn't until the job pay shifted with how they was paying us and how frequently with good old Radio 1 that everything shifted.
Well, see, I ain't gonna lie, you kind of had it good, because some people, they got to start all the way back and pay out. Like, some courts make them pay unless you have
from that date. Yeah, like if you go down to file like June 1st, that's that date. From that date on, if she's awarded whatever amount is going to be effective that date. But I was, fortunate enough to be able to, whatever that amount was, we started off on a good foot.
Okay.
related. But they give you the option if you're in arrears, extra $20 towards that separate amount, or 15 or 30, whatever you can afford. They'll put that towards your arrears each pay until that back money from that start date is paid off. So it's opportunities out there.
Okay, so Mo says the luxury of running the streets, living life as
There
a
we go.
single parent, the ability to be able to move without first worrying about the kids was something the non-custodial parent don't have to worry about. What's your take on that? You were able to move about freely as the non-custodial parent, though. But let
And
me
if
ask you, wait, before that, let me ask you, because I always like to give two parts to this. So if your child's mother didn't do the child support side, right? And you were actually allowed, everything was still normal, because I'm pretty sure like once you got into your relationship, it was real bad. It was, she didn't let you, did she let you see your child?
yeah, you couldn't stop that. My bond was real with my girls.
Look, you
Yeah,
got some that'll be like, now you ain't seeing your
no,
kid.
you can't stop that. Yeah, my oldest was 7 years old, 7 and 2 at the time. That bond with the 7-year-old, that wasn't happening.
Oh,
And the judge told her during those court days that once she turned 10, she get to make the decision who she lives with. So she was doing a countdown of when it was time to live with dad. She wanted to come rock with dad. But go ahead.
that was me. I rocked with my dad.
Oh, you did that too. Okay. And the judge gave you the chance that you
Well,
can decide at a certain
actually,
age. They said at
because
10,
I
at
was so
least in
young,
PA.
I didn't have a choice. I ended up making the choice like later. I think I was 7, 8. Well, no. By the time I made the choice, I was actually in 6th grade. Yeah, I was in 6th grade. And my parents got divorced when I was 7. So when I was in 6th grade, I decided to go move with my dad. And I stayed with my dad till after my freshman year, so my sophomore year in high school. And then I moved with my mom and then moved back with my dad. So yeah, it was a constant move for me of where to go and stuff like that. So yeah.
Mhm.
So
Good
yes.
stuff. I think she said in the your next guest, you got a guest in the waiting room just to let you know.
We're gonna have somebody. We're gonna have little Miss Dwayne. I said little Miss. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But I think we're gonna hear from someone's point of view, or from a woman's point of view. We're gonna have Dwayla come up, and I guess she's gonna drop in her little 2 cents with us. Jay Black, you ready?
Hey, it's whatever. This is my thoughts, my views, and opinions. So I'm open to whatever. I'm being full transparent,
Okay.
related. I want an itemized breakdown of this money too that we paying. But go ahead,
Yes.
that's a whole nother
Speaking
story.
of, Tam just brought it up. She said, Jay Black, are you saying you want an itemized Excel spreadsheet of what the mother is doing for the child or children?
I would love back then. I thought that it was I thought it was a great thing because for you to really know that that money's being utilized the proper way, hey, could we get a breakdown? Could we know, where that money is really going to? I know it's not in theory realistically would ever happen, but yeah, if I had a wish, yeah, I would want to know. Well, where's that $1,600 a month going to? Let me just hear every month. How are you spending $1,600 a month in child support? Please let me hear it. So it's because the truth will come out. I said it this morning. You don't need sneakers every month. You don't need you don't need that every month. When we was together, that wasn't the case, and that's why you agreed to this amount. So let me know where you spending this money at. But that was
Now,
my
I
thought.
will say, in your situation, I would have definitely wanted to know, especially if prior to this there was an agreement talked on. We knew what it was. We looked over everything, and because I moved on, now you want more. Now you want to take that. It don't work for me.
Wow.
And Mo says in most states you have to be a certain amount of money arrears in order for a garnishment to be initiated.
Yeah, I was in that. Like I
Yeah,
said, it was
what,
a couple
too?
paychecks. It
Yeah,
was it was it was it was a couple almost a couple $1,000s that I owed. That's why I said, all right, I'm gonna pay it. And I realized, oh man, tax time too. They said they can come out of the taxes. I said, you don't froze my account. You're approved to take that. Hurry up. And I said, hurry up and take it because I already filed my taxes. Like it was around that same time frame. And when they took it out of my tax return too, I said, oh, and they said the only way I'm getting is from her. It tells you when somebody's filed, when you know that extra bread, that extra money wasn't intended, and now you're going to keep both and say no, you're not going to give it up. It's foul. So
I
that
ain't gonna lie, that really is foul. Like she got double dosage. But before we bring Dwayla up, we're gonna go to a quick commercial, guys. So
okay.
y'all stay tuned. We got Jay Black and your girl Kelly J. And next up will be me, Jay Black, and Dwayla. Y'all tune in live. Here we catch you.
We the worst records, baby. About to ruin another perfectly good song. Yep, true story. Used to date this girl. One night she got in my car, she just wanted to argue. She started talking bad about me. She started talking about my nose, coming for me. I'm sensitive about my nose, so I had no choice. I had to make that walk. Make that walk. Walk your ass home, girl. Just keep going. Hope she get lost. Don't let me your thought. True colors. I never ditched the chick before. I apologize if you live too far, but I made that walk. Made that big walk. I guess you know where she's going. Yeah. Know you wanna fight. I can see it in your eyes when I picked you up at your front door. Matter of time, there's no reason for this fight. Tell me something I ain't heard before. Oh, I've been dealing with this shit, and it's about to be on. Stop talking all the shit. Oh, she won't, so I made that walk. Made that walk. Walk her ass home, girl, just keep going. Hope you get lost. Don't let me your thoughts. True colors. I've never dissed a chick before. I apologize if you live too far, but I made that walk. Made that walk. I guess you know where she's going. Oh, nah. Clown my mom's hairdo when the couch is in the guest room. I'll make sure I keep her number blocked. Now it's time to play. Go out on a date. I'll be partying at 5 o'clock. Oh, I've been dreaming about it, girl. You ain't the one I want. I can't stop laughing, girl, 'cause I made that walk. Made that walk. Walk your ass home, girl, just keep going. Hope she get lost. Don't let me your thoughts. True colors are showing. Get out my car and stay out my car. You don't talk about my nose. I'm sensitive about my nose. We the worst records. Yeah, yo. Made that walk. That'll learn ya.
What up, y'all? We are back. We are back with Jay Black and Dwayla. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm warm because I have my fire built.
Look, because it is cold as hell out here, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, in Texas, y'all got a little bit of a little icy.
We got
little situation, little icy, dicey situation.
Don't know how to act out there now. Good.
Look, I know how that because last year was no joke. This year we was prepared. Everything was out the stores.
Yes.
We couldn't even find hot dog buns, okay? Out the stores. People
That's
was
funny.
ready. They was like, listen, if we're gonna be at this again, we're gonna be ready.
Right. Yes. My firewood was stacked from last year.
Right. Well, Dwayla, you've gotten a chance to hear some of Jay Blake's thoughts on this. What is your take?
So I have been on both sides of the coin.
Okay.
I have been the custodial parent who's receiving support, and I've been the non-custodial parent paying support.
Okay. And how has that worked for you?
So as the custodial parent receiving support, I had no problem, as you said, Jay Black, justifying where the money went.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me for, okay, so he got some shoes, she got 2 pair of jeans, 5 t-shirts, and 2 packs of panties. Then I had to put money on their lunch account. Then that was me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't need that whole what you spending the money on.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't getting my hair done, nails done, BB. That ain't me. I'm taking care of these children. So if it was the question, this what is going on every month. Now,
Do
when
you
the
think?
tables, okay, go ahead, kid. Go
Oh no,
ahead.
I'm sorry. I had a question. Real quick. Did you think it? Do you think it's wrong for a man, whoever is on the other side paying the child support? Do you think it's wrong for them to ask for where the money is going? For you being on both sides, if you're
I can't say it's wrong. I don't want to use that term wrong.
Mhm.
Um, people are
Inappropriate.
people. People work hard for their money, for their coins, their money.
Mhm.
And so I get the mindset there,
Mhm.
but you have to think about, like, I don't know, some people have taken parenting classes and some people have not. When you take a parenting class, they tell you child support is not just for the child, period. If that parent has never worked or needs to find another job based on the situation that is now being created by being a single parent, if they need to buy a suit to go to a job interview to look presentable, they can buy a suit with that money.
Mhm.
They tell you that in parenting classes, and it gets real ugly sometimes.
Because we can acknowledge though that there are some individuals that will utilize those funds for personal use, right?
Exactly. So that's
Thank you.
why I say I don't see it as a right or wrong thing as far as should they ask. I see it as a right or wrong thing of how does that parent handle what they've been given.
Mm. Okay. I actually like that point of view. Let's see. Mo says if you only have to have the kids every other weekend, that means you have the responsibility of parenting legitimately only 52 days out of the year of 365, and you want an itemized spreadsheet. Crazy. What's y'all take on it?
I mean, but if, let's say, for instance, the other parent does not provide activities for the children. I had that situation as the custodial parent. Wouldn't take them to basketball, wouldn't take them to soccer, wouldn't take them to Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, church event, wouldn't take them to nothing. So I had to pay all of those expenses and supplies and materials, plus get them there and back. Running, I'm, shuttling kids, plus what I got to do.
Now, this was when you were paying child support,
This was when I was receiving.
receiving it. Okay.
Now, when I was paying, oh,
Table third.
what? Kicked over the apple cart and then smashed every apple on the floor.
That sounds so dangerous.
Okay, it was where my money, where my money, where my money, where, and it got to a point. This is the now Jay Black. Now this what I want to know how you feel about this one. Child was not living with me. I had no
Okay.
problem with paying the support. I moved. Child couldn't move out of the county. Okay, cool, whatever. I come back. Child comes back to live with me.
Mm-hmm.
But because of my financial situation, I couldn't do all that fighting. I'm not paying an attorney for 2-3 years for the child to be with me before he turned 18. So I said, okay, we can leave the court stuff as it is. If you want to live with me, son, you can live with me. But guess what? I was still paying child support.
Why though? You didn't. Once you hit modification from that date, you don't even
No,
need a
no,
lawyer
no,
for
no,
that.
no. Would not go to court to get it modified.
Who? He wouldn't.
Would not.
So therefore, you win. There's
No,
no.
I don't.
You
The
can't tell on your side.
When I would have had to continually take him back to court and have them change custody as the custodial parent from my ex-husband to me. And they would not do it because our situation had been so contentious over so many years that every little change was scrutinized.
So even where the child, you filing taxes, the child is living with you, and you still paying child support to the other parent.
So when
Oh, I'm
you
still
tell
paying to this. I'm still paying to this day.
what?
He's 18. I have arrears. I have arrears from when we first started that I'm still paying. He refuses to say, don't worry about it.
You
I
know,
have
so
no clue where the money goes.
the way
He still lives with me. He's 18, living with me.
I got somebody who gonna help you with this. We gonna get that fixed. It ain't gonna happen no more. It ain't gonna happen no more.
Yeah. So that's why I'm
Wow.
like, while I understand your point of view, Jay Black, and see Texas and Dallas
Texas is so
Dallas
messed up.
County is very different because you have so many cases of unreported child abuse,
Mhm.
taking the kids, not paying, working outside deals, and then it blow up and the court come after. It's been so much stuff like that. Like how you were saying your child got to choose.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't playing that in Dallas County.
Yeah, I don't know how you like that. I'm scarred. I'm bitter and scarred just hearing that. Like the fact that you paying money for, you know, your child is with you and you paying another parent and they know this and they still taking that money and not at least giving it right back until all that squared away. Or hey, let's do this joint bank account or something. Have a direct deposit in here, like something like, you know, the kid ain't with you.
Put it in an IRA for the kid.
And that's
Right.
weird that the state allowed that, knowing, hey, you got proof that the child is with you. So this is a reason. You talk about a clear case for a reason for modification.
I got even one better for you. Took me to court because the child decided to stay with me instead of go back with him.
So yeah, he was being spiteful.
And I had to pay his attorney's fees and the court fees for that.
Every scenario is different.
Texas is definitely messed up when it comes to even when, and it's crazy to hear your side because I get a chance to hear the men's side in Dallas who going through the system, and it's like they're just, the courts are not for the fathers.
They're not for anybody. They're not for
anybody. I can truly say that. I can, now that I know someone, I can say they ain't for nobody.
I tell people all the time, I was going through not only my divorce, but also child support for 12 years, back and forth to the courts. It's been 12 years. And the case is finally closed as of this past September.
Hallelujah.
But you still owe arrears though, you saying, right?
Yes.
She don't tell arrears till she called me and we gonna work it out and she won't do it no more. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna connect her with.
So I understand the whole take your taxes.
Yeah.
You know,
wait, when you do your taxes, he gonna get that too, huh?
No, I filed the kid.
Oh, okay. I was saying he get some of that. Yeah. Okay, but wait, I got a question for y'all, and let me know what y'all take on it. I'm gonna read it. It was posted by a friend of mine. Shout out to you, Julian. And he said, here's the message. What if instead of child support, we filed a joint custody and the stipulations included the following? Each parent is required to spend 182 days of the year with the child. The child's birthday is to be spent together. Holidays are alternated whether they're celebrated or not. Each parent is responsible for half of the child care and extracurricular activities. Each parent, I think it's like each parent is required to go half on all school activities and more.
So that's a parenting agreement, and you can legally do that. Mm-hmm. If I would have known like now what I like back then, what I know now, mm-hmm. I would have done a parenting agreement we tried mediation, but it just, it takes two people. But if you can possibly do that, you can write up a parenting agreement, like basically what you're reading. You can have it notarized. You can have it filed with the court. And that is what will go into place.
File with the court, yes. Yeah, you both got to agree and file with the court. Yeah, as long as the court is involved. Just not that notary by yourself. Been there, done that.
Yeah, you got to have it notarized and file it with the county clerk. And once it's filed and accepted with the county clerk, you're good.
So with Jay Black, if him and his child's mother had a win after notarizing and filing it with the county clerk, when she decided to go file child support, it wouldn't have mattered?
Nope. She agreed. She made an agreement.
Even at the modification hearing, they asked her if she wanted, because that could have been implemented. Our agreement that we had got notarized, but she said, nope, I want that number. I'll never forget that moment. I know. Mm-hmm. So I tried to get that. No, we good. No. So, but if she would agree, it would have been filed with the court, like she's saying, and and that would have been that would have been it. But that's not always the case. But it seems like for some individuals, it's a money grab. How much money I can get, is not necessarily based off of let's work together as a solid unit.
Oh no.
For those parents that are doing that, kudos, because that's the best way to go. You're going to get more out of each other. Hey, that random issue that pop up, or you got to stay late at work, or you need, whatever the case is, you're more likely to reach out. But if you're dogging people out and just sucking them dry for every penny, that ain't cool. And the kids see that. The kids hear you talking trash to your girlfriends behind the scenes, and they hear and see all that stuff. That ain't healthy. It ain't healthy.
It's not. And I commend the women who don't talk about their child's father in front of their children. Let me say that to the women out there who don't, to the men out there who don't bash their child's mother in front of their children. Kudos to y'all as well. Because, baby, I ain't gonna lie, some of y'all baby mama, baby daddies be making me want to be like, bitch. No.
Co-parenting can work if you work it. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Like you said, it's for the best outcome for the child. And most people are like, oh, them kids ain't thinking about us. No, yes, they are. Children are excellent ear hustlers. They listen when you don't think they're listening. And eventually they will tell you, yeah, I knew about so-and-so, or I didn't like that so-and-so happened. They can be 25. And they will say, I remember when I was 7 and heard you say da-da-da-da-da. And it forever changes their perception about life, parenting, marriage, home, family, a lot of different things.
Yeah. Mo says you should never talk bad or paint a bad picture of the other parent. You shouldn't. But you do have mothers and fathers, because I'm never going to just put it on one party. You have both sides of parenting that will do that. And then you have some who will consistently do it. And then now the kid hates the other parent. And for what? Because they heard mama, daddy saying this, that, and the third. I commend the mothers who allow the children to get to know what their fathers or mothers are about on their own. Appreciate y'all.
Real talk. My kids to this day still want to know, from my perspective, why me and their mom ain't work out, why we ain't together. I refuse on sharing that insight, because I don't want to talk bad about their mom to them. So I'm not doing it. That's not for. I always say that, that ain't for, kids. I ain't no kid now. What happened? I want to know from, I know what she said, but I want to. No, I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. No. Oh, they got Michael Shawn coming up next. Funny.
Yes, okay. He is. We're gonna have Michael Shawn coming up next. But before we bring him up, I am gonna say, being on the side that I was on, when I did ask my parents why didn't they work, they both sat down. Well, they tried it in the beginning, but I didn't understand it when I was too young. But once I got older, I asked. And they did. They sat down with me and they told me exactly what happened. And I sat down with each of them separately, because at one point my parents did not get along. And the stories matched, but I was older and I had more understanding. So if your kids are asking Jay Black, give them that. Because
your mom was a smother cut. She was running them streets. Real talk. I recorded her and everything. What am I supposed to say?
He gonna have to wait about 10, 15, maybe 20 more years. Because see, he might need to understand, why was she out there in them streets like that? See, that's
so wait. If a female cheats, is the guy's fault?
It's your fault. No. What I'm saying is, there may be some things about her that you still don't know. There may be some things about how she operates or how she is in relationships that you may not know right now, that will come to you as you get older. People do certain things when they're in certain circumstances. And it's not right, but you may not know all of her circumstances, is what I'm saying.
What I know is from 5 to 5:30 after work, she cheated. That's what I know.
Okay.
That's enough circumstances for me to know. As soon as work ended, from that time you got that window between the time you get home. That's what I knew. How about that?
But I think once you get
commitment issue, adventurous, she wants to be who knows? I'm not justifying the behavior. I'm not justifying the behavior, sir. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, the bumper sticker, and the sun visor. Okay. I'm just saying you have a different perspective sometimes, knowing people's circumstances and what their mindset was at the time. Because she may come to you in 10 years and say, you know what? I messed up with you.
Yeah.
You was
Who?
the best thing that happened to me. She may come to
Who
you.
won't say that? Oh, she may say that to me. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I'm sorry. I missed that.
Like in 10 years, she may come to you and say, you know what? I apologize to you for being the type of wife that did not appreciate you.
Right.
You know, I should have never conducted myself like that. This was what was going on. And I'm sorry. I missed out on having a great husband.
Right.
And
some people get into relationships not healed. And in our community, we got it bad just jumping into relationships not healing from the last one. So it could very well be. But when it comes to your kids, because I'm only going to talk on your kids, if they want to know, wait till you have fully healed and can actually say, you know, me and your mother, we wasn't seeing, you know, great ends of things. And, you know, this is just where we are. That's when it's the mature side. But you was a fool talking about smother cut.
I'm never telling them kids that. Never.
No,
never.
I mean, they don't have to know, like, she cheated. I mean,
she did not honor the commitment we made before God.
There you go.
I don't talk like that. I don't talk like your mom was running them streets. That's what I was saying in a different way. Like, but go ahead. I'll let you. Hey, that's just me. I can't downplay what it really was. All that politically correct. Yeah, she didn't honor the commitment. Say what then it's gonna be. Well, what didn't she honor?
I mean, and that's up to you if you wanna.
Exactly. You can use the words like there was a lot of infidelity done. There are words you can
unfaithful.
Right.
Extracurricular activities outside of our
I hear you though. Hey, I'm scarred and I'm bitter.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Listen, I've had someone come on to say that they were bitter at one point. My friend who came on, she was bitter. Now she not. It happens. The first step is acceptance. So welcome, Jay Black. You just
I accepted it long. I moved on and kept it pushing, and no dialogue, no conversation. Call it petty, call it what you want. I hold grudges.
Hey, now we're gonna pray that gets
we're gonna pray. We're gonna pray the strength of the forgiveness.
Release that from you.
Yeah.
And y'all, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and have my guy Michael Shawn come up. So then Jay Blake don't have to feel like he by himself. What up, Mike?
What up? How do I sound? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, you sound.
Just turn your phone sideways.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I can't. I'm over here still trying to move, y'all. I'm still trying to pack these bags. So if y'all can hear me, y'all good? It's good?
Yes.
You sound clear.
Sound clear.
Jay Black is scarred, like Jay Black. Dude, you got to look at things. You know how I look at things when you ask about your kids knowing, like Monty knows the situation. Monty's 18. I had to tell her because Monty asked me exactly how everything went down and how me and her mom came about being together. I had to tell her the truth. Ooh. But this is what I wanted to tell. I told her the absolute truth. I didn't know your mom's last name when all this stuff happened.
Praise God.
Okay.
And we cool. Me and your mom is cool. Like it wasn't. Well, you know, she heard her story from her mom that we were in a relationship. Then I told my side that we weren't in a relationship. But I understand she could have thought that. If she wanted to think that, that's cool. It's no big deal. But my point with Jay Black being still mad at his ex-wife, if it wasn't for all this happening, you wouldn't be with the woman you with right now.
Hey man, look at the
everything technically is beneficial. Like everything worked out for the best. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what the words say.
Yes, it does.
So you wound up finding your soulmate going through everything you had to go through. Everything happened for a reason. So I get why people mad. Like nobody happy about getting cheated on.
Right.
Like ain't nobody gonna be happy about it. But the actuality is that it turned out to be the ultimate blessing that you could ever have.
He didn't even have a car though, Mike. He didn't even have a car. It was at work. Like, come on, like, how do you not even have a car? You don't ride. Somebody that you work with.
You know, you're my brother. I'm always on your side. But neither one of us was being faithful at the same time either. But I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
Well, because I knew what was going on. So yeah, I got busy. But anyway,
it was a tit for tat. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, you're damn right. I needed to feel better about myself because as a man, that's the worst thing in the world to know your lady is. Well, go ahead.
But I think it's a good. But I honestly think if you could actually say it without getting heated, it is a good lesson to teach somebody on how harmful cheating on somebody really is. Because
Yeah.
nobody ever taught me that. The only thing they taught me is don't get caught.
Just don't get
No,
caught.
no, just don't get caught.
Did you
I
get
never
caught?
got sat many times. Many times.
So you wasn't even, you heard what they said, but you didn't plan appropriately
Right.
based
Yeah,
on the advice.
because nobody taught me the other part that everybody winds up getting caught at some point. And nobody even taught me how harmful it was to the other person. Like that was some meaningful stuff that I did. But nobody gave me that talking to. They just said, don't get her pregnant, and don't get caught.
So
That was it.
You didn't get her pregnant, but you did get caught.
No, I did both.
He did, yeah. He got her pregnant.
Yeah.
She's here. Welcome.
Woo.
And,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
he got
Lord.
Shout out to Lady Q. Woke up inspired as well, y'all. Shout out to Lady Q.
Yes. WokeUpInspired.com. Yeah, my wife's business clothing line. Check out the website for those who are first time watchers. WokeUpInspired.com. Some dope gear.
Yeah, she's also the one who did Kelly J Transportation shirts.
Yes,
Shout
she
out.
did. She did.
Shout out
Your
to
shirts.
that. So that's how man I taught us what Mo says. We had a couple of comments coming in. Let's see what we got. I know we had Kathy saying what's up.
What up?
So Mike, let me ask you, what is your take
What?
on child support?
It's never going to be perfect. It's just never. It's never going to, because people ain't reasonable. People aren't fair. People are bitter. You know what I'm saying? Like I know people who did child support on their own without the courts.
Mhm.
Like they have their agreement on how it goes down. They never went to court. Like my sister never went to court with her ex-husband over child support. Like they worked it out, and we should be able to. It's just that everybody mad. Everybody mad. Everybody got a reason to be mad. Dad's got a reason to be mad. Mom's got a reason to be mad. And once we let that emotion kick in, cats are greedy.
Yeah.
People are vindictive. People want to use kids as a way of leverage. Like whoever the kid lives with, you know what I'm saying? Like the story that I just heard the woman just tell us about, DeWilla, when she's like, the kid lives with me and he's still getting child support. From where I come from, and I'm gonna sound old right now. I'm gonna sound like a crusty old man. From where I come from as a man, I would never take money out your pocket that you could be using if my son is living with you. To me, that would be a violation of my own pride. Why would I do that? Why would I make it more difficult for my sons, the person creating the environment? Why would I make it more difficult for you to create the proper environment for my son? But those are the mentalities that go in.
But you have rational thinking.
Right.
You have rational
that's like
thinking.
very rational thinking.
That's mature man thinking.
So that's going to bring me to my final question for the night, y'all. And I thank y'all for coming on, rocking it out with me. But here's my question for y'all. Do you think before anything is signed and agreed upon in the court system that both parents should have to go through therapy to make sure that the choices that they're making with going through the child support system isn't because they're bitter, isn't because they're hurting, but it's actually to make sure that both parents have an agreement on supporting for the child?
If both of them go through therapy, they might not ever get to a court date. But some people got a Louis Vuitton store to unpack. Now, I do think they should go to mediation, to family mediation. I do think they should do that, because if you can mediate it, you can do it and write it up where the judge doesn't have to tell you, you do this, you do that. Y'all can come and family mediation, they offer it to you at discounted rates. You can have more than one session. But it's the willingness of the people. At the end of the day, it's the willingness of the two people to say, hey, we gonna be in each other's life one way or the other for the rest of our lives till we die. We got a kid. Somebody on this planet belong to both of us. Let's figure this out.
Yeah. I think that's what folks should do. Jay Black, what's your take?
No, when you said the therapy, I get the thought process. You're going through the therapy and you're able to work out those issues before coming to that agreement. But as she was just stating, what I'm thinking of therapy is going to be everything that was wrong in the relationship going to come up. You're not going to focus on trying to come to a resolution of the finance aspect, but in theory, that makes a lot of sense. All right, let's go talk about this. Now, how much do you really need each month? What the child, really needs? Let's break this down, come to this resolution, and come to this agreement and move forward. But if they want the money grab, they want to get the bag, as they say. The therapy is a wash. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna happen at all.
Mike, what about you?
Therapy would be, like Jay said, an ideal situation. It's just so much deeper. I think you should do it. I agree. I think therapy would be something that'd be helpful. I just know when this government started destroying our structure, our family structure, they knew exactly what they were doing. Mm-hmm. They knew exactly how it was going to affect us 50 years later, and how we were going to go the same courts that we don't trust. As Black and Hispanics, the same courts we don't trust, we are now allowing them to dictate how we're going to financially and emotionally raise our kids.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew the master plan has worked perfectly. It's worked perfectly.
Mm-hmm. So nobody, not even the kids.
No, and I just hope, and I know I am far from a perfect parent, but I just hope that we can actually, and say this for Jay and everybody, share these stories of what you went through in relationships, so your kids don't duplicate the same mistakes, and value people's feelings, y'all. Like, men and women don't value each other's feelings. We literally go so hard at each other every single day, and we don't value each other. And it's just, dog, it's so deep that I feel bad. I feel bad when I hear stories like Jay Black. I know what he went through. It was so disrespectful, and it was so crazy to put that man in a situation where he literally, I'm not making an excuse for selling drugs, he literally would have had a real good reason to be like, yo, I got to go do something else to make this happen. And it's hard, y'all. I wouldn't wish that on nobody, what y'all going through.
At all. That's what I've always said. I want to be a single parent. Just let me go to the sperm bank, get it put into me, and I ain't even got to worry about none of this.
Hey, your nieces and nephews, and give them back.
There are a lot of women choosing that. Trust me. There are a lot of women.
Yes. Mo says kids first and foremost, and the well-being mentally and physically. They are our future. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on. Jay Black, Duela, Mike, thank y'all for coming on. I appreciate y'all for sharing y'all stories. And y'all, we are finished and wrapped up a whole show. I'm excited. But thank y'all once again. Y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, Kelly J TV. Make sure y'all subscribe to Media Room 360. Tune in. Never, I'd normally be able to tell y'all next time I'm gonna be live, but y'all just stay tuned. At this
Kelly, you gonna be Are you driving tomorrow?
If this melts, yes.
Okay, I might need another favor. I'm driving Kelly crazy. All right, y'all.
I'm not driving me crazy at all. Not at all. But yes, make sure y'all check out Michael, Shawn, and the Takeover Legends in the morning, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's on the central side, and then it's 7 to 10 Eastern. On Eastern side. Look, I have to be mindful on all your streaming platforms. So yes, without further ado, y'all, we wrapped up another show. This your girl Kelly J with my boy Jay Black, Michael, Shawn, and Duela. Without further ado, peace. Hey y'all, it's your girl Kelly J. And I'm straight from the D. Ain't nobody in my section going harder than me. Ain't no waiting for the top, cause I'm steady climbing the tree. Pleasant Grove to Oak Cliff, yeah, you know where we be. This is my show, and I got it under control. Podcasts to interviews, yeah, we doing it all. Got the tea for whoever, ain't no Lipton involved. So when you got it poppin', girl, you know who to call. I'm the realest of the real, I'm just stating the facts. I got it out the mud, and I put the team in the back. Try to tell me I could never, so I did it and laughed. You know it's my turn, yeah. Kelly J on the map, y'all.
What up, y'all? It's Michael Shawn, and I know you want to be a podcaster. You want a successful podcast. You want to give your views and opinions, but you just don't know how to do it correctly. That's why you got to hit up ShawnyScott.com. You want to be on radio, and you want to know how to build your radio career. ShawnyScott.com. She's done all of this. I've worked alongside her for years, and I will tell you the information that she can give you is on a value level that I can't even put a price on it. All you have to do is go to ShawnyScott.com. Your future, right now. That's it. Michael Shawn. Yeah.